A great master once sat in a circle with his disciples. The disciples turned to him and said, "Teacher, what is love?" He looked off into the distance, thought for a moment, and turned back to them and said, "I will answer you, but first I'd like you to respond to your own question." One of his disciples, a gay man, spoke up and said, "For me, love is unconditional acceptance." There were snickers and eye rolls from among the group. A second disciple, an ex-convict, said, "For me, love is forgiveness and second chances." More snickers, fewer eye rolls. A child piped in, "For me, love is playing together." Some nods of approval. "For me, love is putting food on the table every day for my children," said the single, poverty-stricken mother. "For me, love is sacrifice and self-giving," claimed another disciple, a fervent Catholic from birth. As each of the answers were given, not only did the snickers and eye rolls disappear, but nods of approval started to come from those in the group. The last answer came from an old man who was sitting with his wife of 65 years. He said, "For me, love is loyalty, fidelity, and commitment." The teacher looked around at all of them, gazed intently and said, "You are all right, and you are all wrong." For love is none of these, and it is all of these. Love is this. Love is the connection between us. (3200 BC). Written in the Hitopadesa, Hinduism. One should always treat others as they themselves wish to be treated. 1300 BC, Judaism, Leviticus 19:18. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. 600 BC, Zoroastrianism, in the Shasna Shayast, 1329. Whatever is disagreeable to yourself, do not do unto others. 560 BC, in the Udanavarga 518, hurt not others with that which pains yourself. 557 BC, Confucianism in the Analects, 1523. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. 30 AD, Christianity, Matthew 7:12. So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. Jesus of Nazareth, love one another as I have loved you. Some version of this, the golden rule, has existed in every religion that has ever been on the face of the earth. That in and of itself is a testament to the unequivocal role that love has in every human attempt to become closer to the divine. But we've forgotten the golden rule. That golden rule has lost its luster. And the golden rule has been more often than not sacrificed to the rule of gold. Today in our world, we judge people by what they have, by what they've done, what they've accomplished, by who they know. We often no longer take as the metric, how much do they love? Even though love is talked about in every religion across the face of the earth, very few of the greatest spiritual teachers ever define love. Even St. Paul of Tarsus, whose letter to the Corinthians is probably the most widely read passage in weddings all across the world, he doesn't define love. He describes it. Love is patient. Love is kind. It's a description, not a definition. Now, there's several reasons why I believe that these great spiritual teachers do not define love. The ancient Eastern mystics, great yoga masters, in their teaching, they most often worked with one disciple. They would spend days, months, years with one person, communicating the richness and the wisdom that they had inside. They didn't pass on their teachings in great manuscripts. They didn't write volumes of philosophical and ethical and theological works. They entered into relationship, into connection with those who were the disciples and taught them. And it's because they knew. Because they knew that communicating love happens in connection. But they also knew that the moment we define something as great as love, the moment we put it into writing, it becomes the subject of analysis and criticism and subjective interpretation. Jesus of Nazareth, who today boasts of more than 1 billion followers, he himself started with 12 men. 12 men who he could teach, 12 men who could connect with him and to whom he could communicate his greatest and most powerful truths. We only have record of Jesus ever writing one thing. It was a moment where he was confronted with those of his religion who, in the name of love and according to their golden rule, were about to stone a woman to death. Their applications and the rules of their religion dictated that this was to be the outcome. They came to Jesus, and in the only recorded moment, Jesus bent down and wrote something in the sand. We don't know what he wrote. All we know is that when he finished, all of those who were there in the name of righteousness, all of those who were there to exact the interpretation of their golden rule vanished, and only love remained. There once was a tour guide who gave tours to pilgrims in the Sahara Desert. He would take them along the sandy dunes, and as the caravan progressed, he would point here and there, revealing to them the secrets of the desert. He would point and say, look, there is a secret of the desert, the pureness of the sand. They would progress and he would point again and look, another secret of the desert, the aridness, which allows only the most hardy of plants to grow. Look there, another secret of the desert, the wisdom of these ancient people who have lived here. He would go on and on, talking about all the secrets of the desert. As they continued, he pointed out secret after secret, until finally a child interrupted the tour guide. He said, the only secret and the most powerful secret of the desert, it is the secret of silence. A silence that is more profound and magical and deep than anywhere in the world. Similar to this tour guide, who by his very words was dispelling that powerful secret of silence, we too have forgotten how to love. We argue, we fight over definitions of love, the perfect oxymoron. In our effort to define that which is so powerful, we defy it by excluding so many of those around us. There are those who most certainly take offense at the fact that I would mention so many religions espousing the same principle in one breath. Far be it from us to accept that all humans are trying to reach the divine in the same way. And so we have forgotten how to love because we obsess with defining it and defining what it is not for those who are not us. And so often it is those of religion who decide what it can be and what it cannot be. You yourself have experienced love. I know this. It may have been years ago. It may be in the relationship with a parent, with a sibling, with a spouse, with a child. Maybe with nature, maybe with music. A moment where you felt such connection and such synchronicity that power blossomed up within you. That you felt a creative force that transformed everything inside of you and everything around you. It behooves us so much more to experience and then describe love, as opposed to trying to define it. I don't dare try to define it for myself, but I can share with you what my experience of love feels like. Love feels like oneness. Love feels like harmony with everything around us, with that stuff that we call life. Love for me is the beginning of everything and the end of everything. Love is not stagnant. It's not stale. It's not a set of rules. Love is creative, it's flowing. Love is a sustained orgasm of the soul. Love is like this water that flows onto the shore, never stopping and slowly shaping the shoreline, inch upon inch. My invitation to you is to rediscover love. To allow that golden rule to once again take prominence. Dive into those core memories, into the deepest chambers of your heart, and recall those moments when you have felt love. Experience again that creative, transformative power of love. May love reign again in your heart, and may it reign in mine.